Family Reunion, based on the book of Genesis chapter 37 verse 1, chapter 39 verse 1, and chapters 41 through 46.
Jacob takes over as head of the tribe. He settles his family in his father's land of Canaan. Jacob's favorite son, Joseph, makes his brothers angry. They sell him to be a slave in Egypt.
Oh God, please help me. How is this in your plan?
Falsely accused, Joseph goes to prison. But he is not afraid, and he is not alone, because God is with him. Joseph prays just as he has done every other night of his life.
What God can save him?
Leave him alone. He's braver than the rest of us.
Finally, Joseph is released from prison. He stands before the Pharaoh of Egypt. The Pharaoh wants to know the meaning of a dream he had.
Is it true you can tell the meaning of dreams?
I can't, but my God can. Oh Pharaoh, tell me your dream.
Pharaoh tells of seeing 7 fat cows. Then 7 skinny cows come and eat up the fat ones. Joseph tells him that God is warning that there will be 7 years of good crops, followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh puts Joseph in charge of all of Egypt. Joseph kneels in prayer, thanking God for his protection and guidance. Joseph orders the people to start preparing for the famine. All too soon, the bad years begin. People come to Egypt from other countries, hoping to buy some of the extra grain. One day, tribesmen come from Canaan. In order to buy grain, they appear before Joseph and bow before him.
My brothers, they do not recognize me after all these years.
Since his brothers don't recognize him, Joseph wants to find out whether they've learned to be kind and merciful in the years since he's seen them. He decides to test them.
You are spies!
No, my lord. We are 10 sons of the great chieftain Jacob. He sent us to buy grain.
10 sons? How many more sons does your father have?
He had 12 sons. The youngest, Benjamin, is home with our father. The other one died long ago.
I still say you are spies! Guards, take them to prison!
Why should he think we are spies?
I don't know. But it was strange that the governor wanted to know how many sons our father had.
On the 3rd day, Joseph calls for the brothers to be brought to him.
You may buy grain, but to make sure you are not spies, I will hold one of you in prison until you bring your youngest brother to me.
With Simeon in prison as a hostage and their grain sacks filled, the brothers leave Egypt. But when they get home, they find their money inside the sacks of grain.
Why do you have money in your grain sacks? And where is Simeon?
The whole trip was very strange. The governor said we were spies. He put us all in prison. Then he released everyone except Simeon. Simeon has to stay there until we take Benjamin to Egypt.
Take Benjamin to Egypt? Never. I lost Joseph long ago. I'm not about to lose another son. I will not let you take Benjamin.
But father, what about Simeon?
The family uses the grain sparingly. But one day, Jacob's hungry tribe has to face the truth.
The grain is almost gone. What are we going to do?
Jacob, the old chieftain, faces a hard decision.
Go, but this time take double the amount of money for grain. Take gifts for the governor, and may God be merciful to us.
Days later, Jacob's sons lead their pack animals through the gates of the Egyptian city.
Don't worry, Benjamin. We'll do everything we can to protect you.
I'm not afraid. God will take care of us here, just like he does in our fields at home.
Joseph hosts a banquet to test his brothers. They are seated and the food is served. But even this is a mystery to them.
Did you notice we are seated according to age?
I tell you, this man knows too much about us. What is he up to?
The banquet ends. The next morning, the brothers buy their grain and leave. But they are hardly out of the city before a chariot overtakes them.
Stop! One of you has stolen my master's silver cup.
One by one, the sacks are searched. At last, the officer opens Benjamin's.
The cup!
I never saw it before. Never.
It's a mistake, I tell you. He didn't steal it.
My orders are to bring back the man who had the cup. You there! Get in the chariot!
We'll all go back with you, Benjamin.
Back in the city, the brothers face Joseph.
Did you think you could steal from me and get away with it? But I will be merciful. The one who had the cup will be my slave. The rest of you can return to your father.
If Benjamin doesn't come home, our father will die of grief. Let me be your slave instead of Benjamin.
For a moment, there is silence. Then Joseph turns to his guards.
Go! Leave me alone with these men. I can't keep the secret any longer. I am Joseph, your brother. You sold me as a slave many years ago. God has blessed me. And now we are together again.
Joseph!
I believe it was God's will for me to come to Egypt, so I could save your lives, and the lives of everyone suffering from the famine.
We don't deserve God's mercy, Joseph. Can you forgive us?
I forgave you all years ago, but I had to be sure you had changed. When you showed your loyalty and love for Benjamin, I knew you had. Look, this famine will last 5 more years. Go home and bring our father to be near me. I will provide for all of you.
Joseph's brothers travel to bring their father the good news. One day,
Excellency, your family is camped in Goshen.
Joseph hurries to his chariot and races toward his father's camp.
Father! Father!
My son! God has answered my prayers.